I am really interested. Chew the Chat podcast is in many ways born out of my fascination with childhood, how our own childhood affects us, you know, loving or not loving, you know, broken family or nuclear solid family, the environment, the traditions. So I imagine growing up in Bulgaria is something I've got no idea what that must be like. I know there's a lot of traditions there. There's a lot of agriculture. So how was it growing up there, and what set you on the trajectory to be the fighter and the coach that you are?
Well, it's actually, you're right. What you just said is quite important, the background you have and where you come from, because that holds you through your life journey, you know. So when I'm in trouble, when I have hard time, I always look back and I remember where I come from. That gives me strength, you know, the people, for example, your relatives, your grandparents, the environment, you know, like the agricultural environment, how you used to work outdoors, cut the grass by hand, dig the ground by hand. Everything was mainly manually, you know. So it's quite important, especially as a child, to grow up in. You'll learn how to survive, how to work hard, and then as you go on, regardless, you go to a school, university, or training. Because I went.
You got into CSKA, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
Which is a prestigious school.
Yeah, one of the best sports school in the capital. So I already built my foundation through the village. When I went in the school, we trained twice daily, so it was quite easy for me to adapt to that environment. Otherwise, some people who never done the farming work or some kind of a manual work, or I don't know, maybe trained since young age, probably they struggle to adapt. So it was good for me to grow up around my grandparents, especially my grandfather. So he taught me not only how to work hard, but you take a lot of the attitude of the people you hang around, you know. He was quite stubborn old guy. He didn't get along very well.
That old wisdom seems to be the best, though. I mean, I've heard that you're kind of, in the UK at least, I've heard it be said that you are the kind of accumulation of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You know, you have that effect on each other. You assimilate each other.
Yes, especially if you click together, you know. Sometimes you don't click with some people, but that's still good for you. You know, you learn a lot from them. But especially those of them you click with, you're more likely to listen to and to, to sink from their wisdom, as you say. So what else? Yeah.
So were your mum and dad together, and your grandparents were your grandparents kind of in the village? Were they close by? Did you spend a lot of time?
Yes, we live in the same house back home. In the village before, they used to live in quite old houses, but after that they built quite a big houses, like solid foundation with wood and stone. So we live all together, like my grandfather, my dad, my father. He has 3 sisters, but usually the daughter moves away with whoever she marry, and the son stays at the house. So I grew up with my grandparents, with my parents. But usually my father, he was a construction worker. He used to go to the capital, to Sofia or some other places to work. So I spent most of my time with the grandpa. So it was good. He took me to the mountains, chop the wood, cut the grass, you know, go with the the sheep sometimes, spend night in the mountains. It was unique experience, you know.
Yeah, I've seen videos where you've kept that. I think I've seen you back in Bulgaria when you're training, and you're back out in the fields working, sprinting across deep soil.
Yeah, that's the best training. Usually when I was in sports school, usually during the summer holiday, I don't know if you've got this here in the UK, it's around 2 months. Yeah. Everybody, they go off for some time. I usually came back stronger than I left. You go back to the village, you know, you work every day, but it's kind of enjoyable, you know, especially if you're within a good company, with good people, you don't get bored, you know. It's quite fun.
I think it's something that we're missing in the modern age.
Yeah, now it's disappearing.
Yeah, there's something about hard work, and you know this from being on the mats anyway, you know, the grind, the there's something about the humbling nature of being at your limit, whether that's out in the field to get your food to sustain your life, or whether it's to, you know, stop somebody strangling you on the mat. There's something about the struggle